ఏ సినిమాలో మీ పాత్ర స్వప్న?
Rajmouli sir told me, he says, you go and stab Junior NTR, and I said, yes, I'm doing it. He gets a chance to do that. There's a shot where we jump in Vikuru, and before I could say action, the next thing I knew I was in midair. Because Mahesh and Gurushekhar had decided that as soon as I close my eyes, he's just going to pull me down.
Bharat Thakurji is your guru. Is that true?
No.
హలో హాయ్, వెల్కమ్ టు దిల్ సే. సాక్షి సమర్పిస్తున్న ఈ సిరీస్ లో ఇవాళ మనం మాట్లాడబోతున్న వ్యక్తి ఎవరంటే, ఆమె ఎంత సహజంగా ఉంటారో తెరపై బయట కూడా అంత అందంగా ఉంటారనమాట. ఏ భాషలో నటించినా కూడా ఆ భాష వారిని మెప్పించడం ఒప్పించడం కొద్ది మందికి మాత్రమే సాధ్యమైంది. అటువంటి అందాల భామల్లో భూమిక చావ్లా ఒకరు. తెలుగులో ఎలాగో సుపరిచితులు, హిందీలో నటించారు, మలయాళం ఇంకా పలు భాషల్లో నటించి ఎప్పటికప్పుడు తను చేసే పాత్రల్లో అందం మాత్రమే కాదు అభినయానికి కూడా స్కోప్ ఉందని నిరూపించుకుంటూ వచ్చారు. ఇవాళ తెలిసే భూమిక అభిరుచులు ఏంటి, భూమిక ఆశయాలు ఏంటి, భూమిక ఏం చేయబోతున్నారు, ఏం చేస్తున్నారు మాట్లాడదాం. భూమిక, you look as gorgeous as ever. I think you're timeless.
Thank you. That's very sweet.
So पहले आप secret बता दीजिए. What keeps you alive and so beautiful at all times?
I think it's just God's grace. That's all I can say. And a certain lifestyle, simple basic lifestyle. Wake up early, sleep early.
So you take good care of yourself.
I try. Not really, but I try.
And ఇప్పుడు తెలుగు సినిమా షూటింగ్ కోసం హైదరాబాద్ వచ్చారు.
Yes.
So can you tell us about it? Is it too soon to speak about it, or can you?
I can, but I can't really talk much about it. So I'm doing this film with Nani and director Venu.
Right.
So I think that's as much as I can share. Produced by Dilraju sir.
Okay.
And
ఎలా వచ్చింది అవకాశం అంటే, since you've been away from Telugu for a while, so how did you get this opportunity, or how did they approach you?
I got a call from Dilraju sir only directly, and
Right.
then later he mentioned that he wanted me to hear a script which he thought I would be perfect in or something. So I said okay, and I heard it and I quite liked it, and I said okay to it.
And before this, you just finished Dhoni, right? Dhoni was your last film.
Dhoni was my
Indian film.
Indian film, yes.
So హిందీలో నటించారు, చాలా భాషల్లో నటించారు. How do you feel coming back to Telugu?
Very nice, very happy, because my first film was here,
Right.
Yuvakku, the first film of my career beginning.
Up in 2000
it released.
Yeah. తర్వాత of course we've seen you in Kushi, we've seen you in ఒక్కడు.
Correct.
ఏ సినిమాలో మీ పాత్ర స్వప్న?
ఒక్కడు.
Same name. Exactly. So whenever I see that, I fondly own up the character, and so. But it's been. I mean, what's amazing is how you've kept up despite the. You've done few other films in other languages. And when you come back, you look equally fresh and like you just came in.
That's really sweet. It's just, I think, like I said, God has been kind. So hopefully I've never given an overdose of me to people.
Are you choosing and selective with your scripts? And
initially I was very, very selective when I started my career. Then I think came a point when I was a little easy. And now again I'm not doing so much work, one film a year. So 1 or 2 films. And I think that I don't want to do just anything. It has to be a good script.
Right.
Yeah.
So మామూలుగా స్క్రిప్ట్ లో ఎంచుకుంటున్నప్పుడు, కథ వింటున్నప్పుడు, what do you look for? That you have to be the main role, or anything?
No.
Any character is fine for you?
For me, any character. See,
Dhoniలో it's a very important role.
It is a very
Dhoni's sister.
Yeah. So now the thing is, I think in today's time and age, more character-based films are coming. Right. It's not just hero-heroine. There are more characters. For instance, Dil Hai Mushkil, you had so many people. They were all characters. There was no hero, heroine, or anything like that.
Correct. It was a lovely film.
It was a lovely film. So, or else Sarabjit was only characters. It wasn't. Or a Masan. Masan didn't typically have a hero, heroine, and it wasn't a typical commercial film, but it did very well. I quite liked it. So there were two characters playing their part. So I think these kind of films are interesting to do, and I'm okay doing that.
Bhoomika, ఎప్పుడు చూసినా కూడా అలా కామ్గా అలాగా you look like a still, are you like that?
No.
No? అంటే my imagination?
No, it's not that. It's mostly I'm like that. I wish and I choose to be like that most of the times, but there are things, certain times certain irritants happen in your life or certain situations that provoke you, or however much you try to keep calm. But I read something very nice long ago. You should always be like a duck.
బాతులా ఉండాలి.
Calm above the water and paddling furiously under it.
Nice.
So your upper persona should be always calm, and regardless of how you are under the water, it doesn't matter.
So obviously you can't be calm on the inside, then you won't be paddling, right? I mean, yeah, I get what you're saying. So is it how you consciously, is it, did this thought come from a certain style of spirituality or anything like that, or?
No, generally by nature I prefer to not be in situations that would upset me or bother me, but if they do, and being a human you do tend to get upset over things sometimes, then you have to deal with it. But for me, I cannot be in a stressed situation for too long, or I can't be upset for too long. I need to just remove it from my system and be easy and calm. So I think my nature is like stay quiet in my own space and very happy with my own zone,
right,
enjoying my own self, my own company.
Some of the irritants that you mentioned, what kind of things irritate you?
One would be people who are not very hardworking, choose to be very laid back, take the easy way out. And two is lying. Lying is something I can't.
Oh yeah. I think is it a women thing? I think Mahila Kila untinda.
Yeah. There's a book also on it, I think, Why Men Lie and Women Cry.
Yeah.
I think there's a book like that.
So why do men lie?
I have no idea. I wrote the name.
Okay. Why do men lie? Do men lie? They do a lot.
Most of them, I don't know if all, but most of them have this perpetual habit of lying. But not all, I think. There are certain,
unlying men. Honest men.
There might be some kind of category of that sort, but otherwise, I think men have this obsession to lie, persistent lying.
So what do you do when they lie? What does one do? I'm not saying specifically Bhoomika.
What does one do?
When you know they've lied.
See, if you're dealing with something which is one-off thing, you can let go, I'm sure. You don't really have to indulge and tell me the truth and blah blah. But if it's a daily thing, then I think it's a very negative thing to deal with. Then you have to find a path. If it's an employee you're working with, or if it's a person you know, or a friend, or you're related to someone, I think you have to just bring it up and say it doesn't work. Because if you're perpetually lying, the other person will never know you're telling the truth.
Correct. You look always, collected and like you know how to deal with things.
Thank you.
Who guides you on all this? The obvious impression everybody gets, obvious feeling people get is that Bharatji is telling you things constantly.
That is, I think I will give a lot of credit to my dad, to my father, who's a very, very genuinely very calm person, very non-reactive to things and very calm. Also to a certain number of books that I read over and over sometimes.
పుస్తకాలు చదువుతుంటారు? Eckhart Tolle or anything specific?
It's nothing, sometimes it's philosophy, sometimes it's fiction, non-fiction. Like the last book I read was, which really impressed me, was 40 Rules of Love. It was very nice.
Is it fiction or non-fiction?
It's a fiction, but it's a beautiful book. It's on meaning. So
I'm going to bring back a fond memory for you now. ఎదగలని మొక్కలకు చెబుతుంది ఎదగని కొద్ది ఎదగలని అర్థమనిలో ఉంది.
So beautiful. This is, how does it feel? Very nice. You know, such a beautiful song and you sang it so well.
Thank you. But all of us, I mean, despite all your films, this is a memorable film. Autograph Sweet Memories అనేది అది అలా ఉండిపోయింది మనసులో.
I still listen to that song, you know, and I so love it because it's a very meaningful song, very inspiring song, and I also have very fond memories attached to that.
Can you share a few?
You know, we were shooting this song and the whole group who was there with us, most of them couldn't see, you know, and yet this entire troupe performs across the country and the world. So the main person who was the head of the group was married to someone who also couldn't see, and they had children who could. So they both managed their lives and everything so beautifully.
Right.
And it was so inspiring to see them and the entire group perform. You know, say there were people who played flute in that. There were people, and they were so brilliant. So I realize it's just when God kind of takes away one thing, He gives you another. It felt very beautiful.
Wow. కానీ ఇన్ని క్యారెక్టర్స్ చేశాక భూమిక, ఇప్పటికీ కూడా తెలుగు సినిమాలో నాకు ఇష్టమైన క్యారెక్టర్ అంటే ఏ క్యారెక్టర్ గుర్తొస్తుంది? స్వప్న క్యారెక్టరా, ఖుషీలో చేసిన క్యారెక్టరా, యువకుడిలో చేసిన క్యారెక్టరా?
Very difficult for me to pinpoint one because they're all quite close to my heart. Every character has been special to me. I have worked towards, you know, each character with the same amount of effort. So whether it was Khushi, Madhu, or whether it was Swapna in Vokuru, or it was Miss Sama.
Miss Sama was fabulous.
And that it was Satyabhama. I really enjoyed doing that film. Anasuya for me was very special.
A journalist.
It was very special for me. So I think all these characters have been wonderful, and I feel quite close to all these characters.
Somehow, while you've been paired opposite a lot of big stars, it seems like that, you know, you're capable of carrying a film just by yourself also. Like Anasuya, I think, for example, Miss Amma, Satyabhama, heroine oriented cinema అని చెప్పాలి actually.
Right. So I think it was good that I got that opportunity to do those kind of films. There are not too many of those which are made, but I'm glad I got a chance to do those films and carry off the roles. And I hope I get more such opportunities to do those kind of films. I don't think such films are made very often.
Yeah, I mean, ఇప్పుడు వస్తున్న trend. I mean, you can actually, I think we're more open to seeing women by themselves stand alone instead of just. But did you ever have a conflict? I mean, dancing with heroes, just, being a pretty thing? Because you are pretty, so.
I don't think I had that thing ever because whatever films I did, even if they were very commercial in their approach, I still had a lot to do in the film, right, you know. So it wasn't just I came in 2-3 scenes or I just did 2-3 songs and went off, which a lot of times happened. For instance, Kushi or Roku, it was a full-length role. Even in Simhadri, I think when I was narrated the script, halfway through the narration I said, I'm doing it. The reason was when Rajmouli sir told me, he says, you go and stab Junior NTR, and I said, yes, I'm doing it. I said, who gets a chance to do that?
These are the details we want to know. What else did you do? What else did you beat up?
So I said, that's it, I don't want to hear the rest of the script.
Okay, as long as we start.
So I said, I mean, especially here, where do you actually get to stab the hero who's like a 1,000 films, like a demigod and all that? So I said, okay, great, how exciting. So I think that's part of the reason I took it, and coming to that, this being a commercial film, I still had a lot to do in that.
Right.
So I was quite happy.
So it's a gift actually that, those kind of characters, roles, were given to you.
Fortunately, I'm blessed. I feel blessed.
Not being judgmental about the others, but a lot of times, it's sad to see how women are underplayed
It is sad, yeah, I know. I mean, I do feel very not okay when I see certain films, even in Hindi. I mean, now of course the trend is changed, but there came a phase where a lot such films came where the women didn't have much to do, or they just came in 2 songs and literally 4 scenes which you could count on your finger in a 2.5-hour film. Or else, I don't feel very excited seeing these kind of films. They're just being used as pretty faces.
Who was the most, the co-star you felt extremely like, the most comfortable with? You had Pawan Kalyan, Mahesh Babu, Shivaji, you had, of course, NTR, who you stabbed.
I think I've enjoyed with everyone. I had fun, but I think the most fun I had was with Mahesh.
With Mahesh?
Yeah. So he's one of those very quiet, and yet he'll come up with those one-liners, and he'll say something under his breath that will get you all laughing, rolling on the floor, and he just says it very subtly. So we used to have those moments where he would say something and we would just go off. And otherwise he'll sit quietly,
Right. So he's known to be very quiet.
Yeah, so he used to really laugh about me reading all the time. At that point I used to read a lot. So he says if ever a photographer comes to click your pictures, they'll only get a book in front of your face. They'll never get your face because it's always like that. So he used to laugh.
No, that's actually a quite funny line.
It's like,
I can imagine Mahesh saying it to you, right?
Yeah, imagine just a sari in a book. So it used to be, and the way he says it, it's fun. He used to, I mean,
in a straight face, right?
In a straight face. He used to have a lot of things to say about everyone as well.
Wow.
Funny one-liners.
Not many would know this side of Mahesh actually, because he's quiet and
he's quiet. So in one day, 1-2 lines will come out where you'll just.
So then how do you, I mean, off the shot, you're both like cracking up like this. Suppose you have to look into his eyes and say this emotional dialogue, how would you?
Yeah, we used to have our moments, and we used to laugh so much, and then we would get back to the shot and get serious, but we managed fine. And something I remember when there's a shot where we jump in Bokkadu. Yeah, and the thing was too high. It was close to 40 feet, and I said I'm going to do the jump myself. So we both went up, and I have never felt my knees do dance together. They were shaking. I was so scared. So
you actually jumped?
I actually did. So Guru Shekhar sir says, we have another one for you. We have a girl who's going to do this shot for you. You don't have to do it. I said, no, I want to do it. So when he stood up, so every time he said camera rolling action, and I said, no, cut, because my knees were dancing, my whole system was dancing because I was so scared. I was so scared. And suddenly there came a point when I said, I'll close my eyes and I'll pray, and after that I'll only say action and you jump. So I said, you don't say action, I'm ready, I'll say action and you jump.
Sponge
was there, and those boxes and sponge and everything was there, Dunlops. But still it was really high. So I closed my eyes and I said, camera rolling. And before I could say action, the next thing I knew I was in midair, because Mahesh and Guru Shekhar had decided that as soon as I close my eyes, he's just going to pull me down.
That's scary.
That was scary. The only thing I remembered at that point was they told me not to land on my feet. They told me to land on my bottom. Because,
I mean, if you're falling 40 అడుగుల నుంచి కింద పడుతున్నప్పుడు కాళ్ళతో కింద ల్యాండ్ అవ్వద్దు, బాడీతో ల్యాండ్ అవ్వదు, ఎలా గుర్తొస్తుంది?
So I was so scared. The only thing I remember was if I landed on my feet, I could damage my knees. That was it. So we just jumped and they rolled, and that was the shot. So I don't think I've done anything as daring as that ever.
That is scary. That is really scary. Now this is roles with substance. You can jump, you can stab, whatever you want.
Yeah, I know. Exciting, very exciting.
Yeah.
And then at some point during that film, I had scraped my knee so badly it was bleeding. So Bash and I are running through this village. There's goats and all, that whole short rain. So I fell, and he didn't realize I had fallen. So there was so much rain, he didn't realize, and he dragged me halfway through, and everything popped out, my skin and all, and he just dragged me, and MS Raju comes and says, oh damn, I didn't get a close shot of this.
Oh my God.
I said only producer can do that. She don't even ask me how I feel.
I know.
He says, I wish we had a closer camera to that. So,
But actually elaborating this, మామూలుగా స్టార్స్ జీవితాలు చూస్తే భూమిక ఇట్ లుక్స్ లైక్ ఎవ్రీబడి హ్యాస్ అ ఖుషీ లైఫ్ లాట్ ఆఫ్ బట్ దెన్ హ్యావింగ్ బీన్ ఇన్ ఫ్రంట్ ఆఫ్ ద కెమెరా మై సెల్ఫ్ ఐ నో హౌ మచ్ ఆఫ్ హార్డ్ వర్క్ ఇట్ ఈస్ ఈవెన్ ఫర్ a job like mine, but in your case it must be even harder, right? Lights, constantly looking your best, you can't let your emotions come into your face.
true.
How does it feel?
I think that now it's been a very good journey. I've learned a lot over the years. I've gone through a lot. I think we all learn how to deal with camera, sets, people, your own emotions while you're shooting, Not every day is like a rosy day for you.
Right.
There are days you wake up feeling great and there are days you wake up not feeling so good.
Okay.
But I think fortunately I've come to that point. I've very well started demarcating my emotions, my personal life and my profession. I think age and experience have brought that in. Like earlier, if I was younger, if something had affected me, if something would have upset me, it would show on my face. It would come on the set, or else it would come on someone. But now I nicely just snap it out and I say, okay, I'll deal with you later. And I don't take any personal calls when I'm shooting.
You don't?
No personal calls. As a rule.
That's actually amazing.
Unless it's my parents, there's no personal call. I don't talk to anyone, so that there's no iota of anybody. You don't give a chance to anyone to disturb your peace.
That's amazing. I'm going to incorporate that right away.
Yeah, since up to 6 o'clock or 7, you can call anyone you want and do what you want.
It's really amazing, to be able to do that.
Earlier I wouldn't. I would, like, for instance, if I'm on the set and someone calls, or your better half calls, or your family calls, or your sister calls and she's upset about something, or your husband is upset about, and you start carrying that. So if ever there is a thing that someone really needs to talk to me, then they have my staff number, else they'll leave a message. And when I feel okay, I'll call them.
That's brilliant.
Yeah, because I don't think, see, I started realizing that wherever you are, you have to give it your 100% best. And if I'm on the set and someone's putting that kind of money and time on me, I better be worth it. Right? And if I'm going to disturb my mind and disturb the people around me, it's not even worth it.
Some of your co-stars, have you been able to keep in touch with them? Whether it's Pawan Kalyan or Mahesh?
No. I was long ago in touch with, I think, Mahesh and Namrita. I used to be in touch with them long time back. But it's been a while because since Yash is born, I've just kind of become very busy. And Namrita used to call.
Yeah. I mean, both of you can trace back to the Connect from Bombay as well, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So on and off, like not very regularly, but we would talk on and off. But I think now it's been so long I haven't spoken to anyone.
But I know how life, just takes you away from and puts you in with different people.
Correct.
So Namrata, ఎప్పుడు చూసే వాళ్ళకి ఇంప్రెషన్ కలుగుతుంది దట్ భరత్ ఠాకూర్జీ ఈజ్ యువర్ గురు. Is that true?
No, he's not.
So we all imagine these pictures where he's giving you this enlightenment mantra and then that's how you both fell in love and...
No, it wasn't that. I met him for the simple reason that I wanted to learn yoga, something which I haven't really mastered so far. I've done on and off, but no, I have never called him my guru, and I have totally clearly decided in my system that he will never be my guru. I think my personal space is separate and my guru's space will be separate.
Both of you look like a very beautiful couple to the world, to all of us. That you're actually a regular husband and wife is very hard to... So it looks like almost, too perfect because both of you seem spiritually tuned.
See, we've come to... we're a very different couple. We're not the regular couple. And we've come to an understanding in life where we respect each other's space, we respect each other's, we give enough, we don't question each other too much, we let each other be. I think that's most important. You don't have to intrude in someone's space too much to understand.
Correct.
What's happening. I think that's most important. You just give space and enjoy your life.
Yeah. So keeps both of you together now? I mean, apart from Yash, of course. As in, what keeps you connected? What is the ultimate connection you come back to, both of you?
I think there are a few similarities and that we have. I think those on and off, but I mean, as a normal couple, that's what you have, a few kind of similar things that you connect with. We like to sometimes get together and watch movies together, or enjoy an evening together.
Right.
Sit together and talk to each other, whatever. But I think that's about it. There's not much, so
Nothing much.
it's not like too much happening in our lives.
So what is your fitness routine? Because you keep so amazingly fit. I mean, who will believe you've had a baby?
Thank you. It's just, I think Yash keeps me fit.
Okay, makes you run around.
Makes me run around a lot. And in between, I did start a few classes of kickboxing. I was doing kickboxing for a while because I wanted to do something different.
Very, probably aerobic and which...
Not aerobic. My main concern is now, I learn on and off. I don't learn very often because I travel and my trainer is in Bombay. So the thing is, once Yash starts school, I want to get into it full time.
Right.
And besides fitness, my main thing is self-defense. One should know self-defense. And as soon as Yash is 5, I want to get him to learn, because today's time and age is such that you don't see anyone safe walking on the street. At least you should be able to protect yourself. When you're out, regardless you're an actress or an actor or a woman or man, it doesn't matter. You have to be able to protect yourself. So I think...
Amazing. Yeah, no, nobody would know this side of you. But Bhoomika बहुत प्यारी है, बहुत प्यारी भी है, but that you can start Junior India and feel good, excited.
I did it.
Yeah, but this is a fun side of you that not many get to see, and I think we're privileged to see this side of you today.
Thank you.
So, so spiritually, how do you connect to God? I mean, దేవుడు దైవం, నేను నా దైవం అంటే ఏమనిపిస్తుంటుంది?
I remember, I'll tell you one incident. It's a very small thing. I was traveling from Bombay to Devlali in my college days, young days, 17, 18. And I used to go by train. So you have the AC chair car, right? So I think when you go by bus, I'm not very clear right now. If you go by bus, Devlali comes first.
Right.
So if you go by train, Devlali comes first. If you go by bus, then Nasik comes first. Correct. If you go by train, Devlali comes first. So I kind of got confused and I slept. All of 17 and I went ahead and Nasik aa gaya, and I didn't realize, and I said, Abhi Nasik aaya hai? Devlali is yet to come. I got confused. So I did not get off and I went 2 more stations ahead. And then much later I realized, Devlali is left long back. Piche chale gaya. So there was a couple who had 2 small kids and they were more concerned about me. And they said, you're such a young girl, and how will you go back? No cell phones and no pagers and nothing, right? And not much money in my pocket those days. So I very calmly said, जो रास्ता कहीं से कहीं जाता है, वही रास्ता वापस भी जाता है. If there's a path taking you from point A to B, it will also have a reverse, right? So you don't have to worry. But when I got off, there were no buses. There were no good buses. There were these state buses where all these local guys and pan-spitting guys and everyone was there. I had only very little money to even buy the ticket for that. So I took a ticket and I sat. अब आधे रास्ते में बस का पंक्चर हो गया. I said, why are you saying mother? I said, okay, this is the time of and my parents, I couldn't contact them. I tried calling them through a PCO, but I couldn't get through them. Now they were worried that the girl is left from Bombay and she's not reached.
I know, how?
So I was supposed to reach at 10 in the morning. I reached at 7 in the evening. So this is the thing that I believe that when God is there, you don't have to be scared of anything. He'll take care of you.
So on a daily basis, do you sit and meditate, pray, or do anything specific, or you just in the connection?
See, right now, there are times where I try to sit and meditate, but otherwise I'm perpetually in that connection myself. I just know I'm connected to God.
And that is enough to just keep you.
No, it is not enough. Trust me. I think my mother says you have to at least devote 2 hours out of 24 hours in a day to God, whichever way it is. You pray, you meditate, you do whatever. That's too much. At this point, I can't. I'm not able to give that kind of time. But yes, however much time you can give to that kind of meditation, it'll help.
So what other films have you signed, Bhoomika, now?
For right now, I'm doing this film with Nani, and it's called MCA, and Middle Class by.
Middle Class by MCA. Bound.
Thank you. And then there are these 2 films that I've done in Hindi, which one in Hindi, one in Tamil. One is called Khamoshia, and it's with Prabhudeva and Tamanna. And the other one is in Tamil, which is with Nayantara.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's interesting. It's a different role. People will. I don't think anyone's ever seen me in a role like that, and it's going to be exciting.
Tamil பேச தெரியுமா?
கொஞ்சம் கொஞ்சம் தெரியும்.
தெரியுமா? சொல்லவே இல்லை. ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டைம் தமிழே பேச போறியா? వచ్చింది. సో 2 ముక్కలు తెలుగులో బయట చేసి పాటైనా సరే, even if you sing
a song, right? ముక్కు చెబుతుంది ఎదుగన కొద్ది అర్థమంది అపజయాలు కలిగిన చోటు గెలుపు పిలుపు వినిపిస్తుంది ఆకులను రాలిన చోటి కొత్త చిగురు కనిపిస్తుంది.
Lovely song. Lovely role, and lovely chat with you today. We just stay as blessed. I mean, as much as God can shower on you, we wish that He showers everything on you.
Thank you.
And that you blossom and keep doing whatever you need to be.
Thank you so much.
Joyful.
All the blessings are always welcome.
Yeah. Thanks, Bhoomika.
Thank you.
ఏ సినిమాలో మీ పాత్ర స్వప్న?
Rajmani sir told me, he says, you go and stab Junior NTR, and I said, yes, I'm doing it. I said, you get the chance to do that. There's a shot where we jump in Vekkuru, and before I could say action, the next thing I knew, I was in midair. Because Mahesh and Gurushekhar had decided that as soon as I close my eyes, he's just going to pull me down.
Bharat Thakurji is your guru. Is that true? No.
ముక్కు చెబుతుంది ఎదుగని అర్థమంది